Jones. I play that AI with a couple dudes from New Britain too. Bam Gohagan, Daryl Gohagan, Pete Gibbs.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Start talking that talk, Tito. All right, we live.
Hold on, everybody. Let's Justin too. Everybody share it to where you need to share it.
So Tito, it's on you. I'm about to start sharing the link. Go ahead.
All right. What's going on? Welcome to the Connecticut Youth Football Podcast. Tonight's the Thursday night Chalk Talk. We got Coach Cotton from Springfield's 10U. I believe you're the head coach, Justin. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Yep, we got the head coach from the Springfield Tigers, 10U. Actually, they're the regional champion, 10U, right?
That's also correct.
Yep. So we got the head coach of the regional champion, Springfield Tigers, 10U, Coach Cotton. He's going to be talking force and support defense, I believe. So if you're ready to go, Coach, it's on you, brother.
Yes, sir. So I'm going to share my screen now. Opens. Guys, is it sharing now? Can you see my screen now? Just making sure it's working.
We don't
At
see
the present time, we still see you.
That's not working too well. All right, I can still do it. I can still do it a different way. So yeah, I coach the 10U Tigers. I'm moving up to 11U. I'll be coaching the 12U Tigers in the spring because there's no half years. So I'll be taking my 11U squad and competing with the CT, the southern teams this spring, getting our guys ready. I feel like their last experience playing against all-star teams in the spring really helped to accelerate their learning. Even though they took some bumps and bruises in the spring, it made the fall a little bit easier. So I'm Coach Cotton, and I'm going to be talking about the fundamentals for the force position. I'm the 10U head coach, and I was a defensive back at AIC, American International College, which is a Division II school in Springfield, Massachusetts. When we're containing the run, I like to teach the kids to keep everything inside, right? And what I learned from coaching for like 22 years is a lot of kids, they play naturally where they're supposed to be at. Sorry, I'm gonna get a marker because I didn't get the setup that I wanted, but we can always adjust, right? So kids are gonna play where they want to go. There's only a few kids who are gonna really follow directions and do things that are counterintuitive. And I feel like the force position is something that's counterintuitive in football. Let's see. So the force position, let me see, can I zoom that in a little bit better? Can you see that whiteboard real quick?
Yeah, we good.
We're gonna talk some X's and O's. I'm gonna take a couple shots at people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? People say we don't coach X's and O's. That's really far. Look, it's really far. Yeah, we don't coach X's and O's over in AYF. I'm not an AYF coach. I'm just a football coach, but I happen to coach at AYF. Can you guys see that a little bit? All right.
Yeah,
so
we're good, Coach. We're good.
Essentially, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put you in a box, right? The football field, I believe, is 53 1/3 yards wide. I don't want my right. I don't want my monsters running back and forth all game. These are my best tacklers. Now, I'm not here to talk about them. they play the game kind of naturally, right? These are the kids that you see out in the park. They're gonna win all the capture the flags, all the kill a man with the balls, right? We're just gonna let these guys play, right? But what we do is we take these two guys right here, which we call the force. Some people call them the outside linebacker, and we force everything back inside. Okay, so if this guy is trying to block me as the force, I'm attacking his upfield shoulder to turn everything back in. If this guy's not a great blocker and he's just going to stand here and stalk block me, I'm going to just hold him at the point of attack, make sure that this running back doesn't out leverage me. Okay, and I'm trying to force him back inside because it makes it easy for my Mike linebackers to come up and make the play. That makes sense? Okay.
Yep.
If this guy runs away from me and I'm the force and these guys move away from me, I'm squeezing down the line, waiting for something to come back, right? Because most great athletes are going to try to get the ball to the open space, right? Wherever they see the open space, they're going to try to get the ball to the open space, right? So the initial point of attack, we're going to stop the ball. We're going to force it back inside. These guys are going to kill you. If you cut back, this guy is going to kill you. All right. Real quick, I'm going to take it off the board and we're just going to talk about some personnel. Because the personnel picking the force is as important as the scheme and working with the force. So when we look for our force, what we're looking for is somebody who does not play with their eyes. And what I mean by play with their eyes is some players they see the play, they get the play, right? We know we got those kids, right? Got the kids wherever the ball goes, they're gonna go. If you take a player who's gonna be an eye player or watching with their eyes, what's gonna happen is if you put them on the outside in this type of defense where we're trying to force everything back in, they're gonna get tricked with misdirection. So all that New Britain misdirection stuff, you're gonna get killed with that all day long.
Well, I gotta be New Britain though.
Well, the New Britain team that we play against, they do a lot of tricky misdirection stuff. And when I watch some football against other age levels, I watched you guys. You guys do like some power stuff. You
Who you talking about, the Raiders?
Yeah, I watched a couple of Raiders games. I got you guys on film.
Who? But we didn't have a 10U, so why would you have us on film?
You played my 11U and you played my 8U.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about what happened in 11U?
You guys dominated. I mean, it is what it is.
That's my team. I'm just saying that.
I know.
I'm only talking because that's my team. But anyway, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
On the topic. Do you have those force players reading the end man in the line of scrimmage, or what's their key?
Their job is to make sure that they never get out leveraged. They're not reading anything.
Oh, they're not reading anything. So you're giving them a ball. You're giving them a ball read, basically.
Yeah.
Ball read. All right.
And we don't even block ourselves. So if that tight end goes and I don't feel anything, I'm immediately looking at the furthest shoulder to my sideline.
Yeah.
So no, I don't feel a block. I'm looking for the immediate closest shoulder to my sideline because I'm trying to beat them to the sideline. I'm always trying to miss to my sideline to force this guy to cut the ball back. Even if he does a little juke move and he kills me with the juke move, the rest of the defense is coming back to help.
Right. So you're not spilling the ball. Like last week, I'm a spill guy. You're not spilling the ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not at all. I think both philosophies work. This is just my philosophy to make sure that my two best tacklers are my middle linebackers, my hero linebackers. I don't want them running to this. They can and they do. I can show you film of them.
Are you odd structure? Are you odd structure or even structure?
We can play both.
Oh, what do you mean? You move the fronts? You playing odd and even? Okay.
Yes. Ooh. I wish. I'm gonna try to share the screen again. Yeah, we play both. It sucks. You know how you prepare so well, and then you just like, yo, this shit really not gonna work for me. You know what I could do? Let me play both. So, shit. I guess I'm gonna have to keep drawing on this shit. We play both. We'll go. I had everything lined up. We'll go into our odd front. We'll go into 2 high safeties. But the ultimate goal, especially up here, like I said, when you get down to Florida, it gets a little bit more. You see a way. The playbooks are a lot more diverse than what we have up here. I say that the thing that's the most challenging to this force concept is when you have a team that'll go 4 wide and can really throw the ball. I'm not talking about like trying to throw the ball. I'm talking about they throw the ball with conviction and they make it work. So let's say you go with a 4 wide concept, right? And you can throw the ball. We go with a 5-man front and we take the force off the field. This is like one of the things we don't want to do, but we'll do it, especially if you can throw the ball, okay? Yep. So if you can throw the ball, we're going to take the force off the field, all right? And we're going to play you outside in, let the mics work. They're going to read this. They're going to say, oh, you got a 5-man box. We're going to run against it all day. We learned in Florida that we're going to have to live with that, right? Until our defensive backs get a little bit better. I know Phil likes to play zero coverage. Let's just say this. My defensive backs were getting cooked. So I'm going to keep those safeties high. And I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep my safeties high in Florida, right? But what we have, like I said, what we see a lot are these wing T, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We see these wing T teams, okay? And what we'll do is sometimes, let's say I only got one strong force player, I'll put them to the strong side, okay? And then we go 1, 3, 5.
Yeah, like an under front.
Yep. So the thing about the force is whenever I tell a kid they're the force, it doesn't matter what system we run, he knows what his job is. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I told this guy, if I took the 7, who's usually a defensive end type, but I know that we were getting killed on the back with the contain, I'll put another force there and just tell him you're the force. Does that make sense? So the kids know, all right, my job is to squeeze this play, squeeze the C gap, make the play easy for the mic. And in a rare instant that this guy bounces the ball, the force is so good, he's gonna make that bounce crazy. So like you called it the spill. This Mike's gonna make the play 6 yards. You don't want to go backwards against us. That's gonna be an easy play for us.
You got your force players taking on fullbacks and kick, G kicks by the front side guard, full anything coming at him. Is he wrong arming things or mid pointing lead blockers, or you just have him still want to force that ball back inside?
We're always forcing the ball back inside, but if you feel this action go away from you, you're squeezing down to the upfield shoulder. So if this guy comes out to kick, I'm coming with my inside shoulder. I'm gonna get real low. I'm gonna explode into him, and this contact is gonna bounce me back. You understand what I'm saying?
The ball. He's gonna spill it. Yeah.
I want to push the ball back inside. But if that running back really, really wants to get out there, like you said, he's got to bounce the ball out wide, and then the rest of my athletes are going to come and make that play.
I got you.
So, yeah. As far as there's a lot of coaches watching. As far as people say you have better athletes, et cetera, et cetera. The force is not one of my best athletes. My best athletes are playing middle linebacker. They're playing free safety, probably cornerback. This guy's not the biggest guy. I know a lot of guys like to put the biggest, like a big guy out here because he's strong and physical.
Yeah.
He's a smaller guy. He's probably around between a safety and a cornerback. So
your safeties are alley players too, as well, right? The safeties are going to be alley players.
Yes. As soon as you see, I don't teach it right away. As soon as you see the tackle come down, you're gonna backpedal, and then you're coming up on a banana angle.
Yeah,
I know you like
inside
them
out.
I know you like them to read the shoulder. I like to use the banana angle. It makes them like kind of disappear until it's time to make the
Well,
contact.
it's not read the shoulder. I teach my DBs to read through their keys are actually the linemen. So my
Yeah.
safety, because I
So
play
you heard
one.
what I said. I said when I get to a little bit more advanced level,
Yeah,
we're reading the guard.
yeah,
Because if the guard steps down, it's got to be a run play.
yeah. Most
If
times.
that guard steps
RPOs
back,
don't-
it's a pass.
Yeah, they read the triangle. Yeah, that same concept. I got
Right.
you.
So, but what I'm saying about this force guy, so there's a lot of talk about minimum play players, all-star teams. You don't need all that, bro. You just got to be sound with your philosophy, and you got to identify players. So this force player for me is usually a kid who's probably, if you're looking at your running backs, he's probably like the 5th or 6th running back. Like he's not going to get the ball, but he's a decent athlete and he can tackle. You know what I mean? He's just got to learn a skill so that the great athletes that I have at running back don't have to play here and there and everywhere. So I'm going to teach this guy how to play outside linebacker all year long. He's going to play on scout team. He's going to play there starting. And he should, with all that work with my outside linebacker coach, my force coach, this guy, nobody else on the field should be able to take his spot because he's learning so much from all the reps that he's doing. And he has to contain my backs. You understand what I'm saying? So you guys got number 32 at the 8U level. Imagine number 32 can't get outside on your force. You got a goddamn good force. You could focus on other things because this guy knows what he's doing. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna test him. We're gonna test him with jet sweeps. We're gonna test him with sweeps. We're gonna test him with counters. We're gonna test him with zone reads. All right, that's the one thing I didn't talk about. So if we go to I know we're running out of time, but if we go to a zone,
we good because we started late. You got like 10 minutes.
If we go to a zone read concept, I'm just gonna go with the quarterback and the running back. Right, and you got the force. Okay, and if this guy is going wide and the quarterback is going inside, obviously it's like option football. I got the widest man. It makes it really easy. Like I don't have to plan for every single scenario because this guy knows I got the widest guy. The middle linebackers are going to get this guy, right? Now, the other way that you could do it is he can go inside, he can read the end and come outside. This end is always going to go to the outside guy. Give it to the running back. We're going to make the play on the inside.
Pull your camera down, coach. We can't see that. Pull your camera down. Yep, there you go.
Here we go. I kind of drew a bunch of them. But if you have your quarterback and you have your running back, and I'm the force, okay? And let's say we do a little zone read. This force is coming up to his outside shoulder.
Yep.
Give it to the back, and we're gonna live with what my middle linebacker is gonna do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But at the same time, if the quarterback
pull your camera down.
See it now?
Yep.
If the quarterback gives that and keeps it, we're going to the outside shoulder. You know what I mean? And this guy is getting, I would call it 200% of the reps because he's getting all the look team reps against our starting team. And then when we go to defense, he's getting all the defensive reps. So he's seeing every single scenario that you could possibly have.
So are those
Justin,
two equal?
Wait, I got a question that was posted on Facebook. It's from Michael Benzino. He says, are his cornerbacks on press giving up the inside maintained or the outside leverage?
Okay, one more time.
Are your cornerbacks giving up inside leverage or outside leverage when you press out of that defense?
Oh, we're inside.
Okay. No, he just asked the question. That's all. I wanted to pose it to you so he can hear. He's watching.
Yeah. So when we press and with one high safety, we're playing inside leverage. We're jamming the inside shoulder. We're not leaning on that jam. We're just sticking the jam to make sure that you can't get inside for a slant route. And then we're playing trail technique, running through your hip, waiting for you to break down. And we know we got help on the inside to the safety, but most little kids is not going to hit that corner route over a man defender. You know what I mean? So we're kind of playing the odds with that one.
I got another question, Coach. I seen you had 2 force players. Are those equal players, or one's more of your hammer and tong type player, and the other guy is playing the back door more? Always playing away from the ball.
They're equals. They're equal players. We don't flip flop them.
Right.
This year, I would say our number one force was Chris. He was number 21. He locked down his side of the field, but we have a next man up mentality. So all 3 of our force players give us different dynamics of the game. JoJo's definitely the best tackler. Curly's JoJo's the best, like when he's sacking somebody, and Curly's the best tackler. But Chris is able to get off the play. He can make the play both in the D gap and the C gap. So they bring different dimensions to it. The other thing is one of our force. So Chris always plays on the line. The other force will drop back to safety if we go to a too high. So if we go too high, we can call a too high coverage out of the same personnel set.
Right. Another question. Are they always their primary responsibility obviously is run? Are they doing anything in the pass game as far as you have them playing underneath zones, you have them playing the flat, you got them carrying players? Do they have any pass responsibility?
No, the force does not have any pass responsibility in our defense.
I got you. All right.
So if we get into a situation where it's necessary to bring in pass defenders, we'll go to our nickel or dime series. But most of the time, we're keeping the force on the field because what he does is important to our defense conceptually.
I got you. Yes, it's almost like a bear concept. Them dudes is constantly coming. That's their only responsibility. Come, right?
And keep you inside.
Yeah, I got you.
I just wish I could share my screen. I don't know. I haven't used my Mac.
Ask the IT guy, Phil. You listening? And tell him what to do to share the screen. Paper. PH. The Prez. Mr. Above 140. Hello. I guess he ain't there, but we got.
Next time I use my school computer, it's a lot easier. But yeah, it's. I would say, like, some of these teams that I coach against, man, I just wish I could go over there and just help them out a little bit, because the disparity, the more I look at it, is really just conceptually just having a strong concept and being able to put your players in the right position. You do inside out and you spill everything, but all the players understand what they're doing, right? All the coaches under you.
Bro, everything works. Is how you're able to teach it. An OG dude told me this a long time ago. OG coach mentor of mine. Coaching is about, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you're not going to get nobody to understand it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple. It's if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you can't teach it. So, right. And that stuck with me through all my years of whatever it is you do, believe in it, stick with it, learn, refine it, research it, develop it, and then make it your own. Everybody thinks that you got to come up with the face melter. That's not the case, bro. Everything in football has been done before. Exactly. Everything imaginable has been done. It may go away, but it comes back. But you didn't come up with it. Trust me, you didn't come up with it. None of us are going to innovate anything in this game.
But I would say that the gentleman who asked me about the press coverage, usually in this, we're in the zone. We're not really pressing.
What's your favorite zone? What's your favorite zone to play?
I like them all. I like to teach. The first one is 3D with the 15-yard rule concept. So the 15-yard rule is wherever the free safety lines up from, you teach your cornerbacks to step 15 yards away from the free safety. That's the relationship that the 3 defensive backs should be in. That's what I learned at AIC. So the free safety.
That's the divider concept that I was talking about the other day. That's the divider concept. There's a divider that runs the length of the field. If that receiver's inside that divider, the corner got to play outside shade. If he's outside the divider, he should be playing inside technique. Why? So he doesn't let the distance in the seams get too great. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Because if the cornerback and the free safety are 15 yards apart, that means they're 7.5. They both of them have to take about 5 steps to get to each other to crunch that seam route. But again, if you're on a hash mark, how many 10 or 11-year-old quarterbacks are going to be able to throw the ball from the opposite hash mark to the opposite
No,
side?
they're not. That's why those dividers change in the youth game. Well, you obviously, it's like everything else. You gotta. All right. So when I'm coaching 9U, like for instance, I'm just giving an example. On our corner route, it's usually with the older kids, we'll do 4 into the corner. But with the little guys that need more steps, it's got to be 6 into the corner.
Right.
It always you got to relate to the age group that you're coaching. So therefore, you have to know your system like that to adjust it on the fly. Is my point.
Even in college, Division II, you know what I mean? Not high level Division II. I mean, high level Division II is more like.
Bro, but let's. I hate when people do that because, bro, I was a college athlete. You were a college athlete. We still only make up 5% of the world. So whether it's Division II, Division III, NAIA, 1AA, or 1, we're part of a small group of people that actually play college sports.
All right. I'll give that to you. My point is these quarterbacks, it was very rare that the quarterbacks were going to make even that opposite hash throw. You understand what I'm saying? So the percentage of people who can make that throw, you play the percentage and then you play the ball from the inside out. If they have to throw the ball over your head, you're more likely to catch that ball than if they're throwing that ball up the seam or like, you know what I mean? A slant route. You want to make them throw the corner routes and the fade, far fades. But yeah, that's what we run. We run that. Then we go too high, right? We'll teach them cover 2. And then we can roll to a 3. We can roll to a 3 from the cover 2 where you bring the strong safety down.
Yeah, you spin it. Yeah, you bring the corner down, bring the safety over the top. The far safety becomes the middle safety. Backside corner still playing his third.
Right.
So Justin, real quick, this Phil, you made a statement that I'm a zero coverage guy. It's strictly because of the percentages. Why? How many, even at 14, not the only route that you're really going to get on me is the fly route. Because I usually, and maybe we're lucky in Hartford, we've been usually lucky enough to have great athletes out there that you guys have got to be lucky or really good to hit the deep corner route. Because the interior routes, I got so much pressure on you, you got 1 or 2 seconds. And I'm jamming as a zero coverage too, let's be clear, right? So now I'm bumping running you, and I'm bringing 7 to your 5. What are you football player guys? And they're not blocking, giving a quarterback 5 seconds or even 4 seconds, right? What do you got? 2.2, maybe 1.9 seconds.
Right.
Now look, it costs you. It cost me a regional championship and a game in Florida. So when they do connect, and when, like you said earlier, down in Florida, you said it best. When you meet teams that can actually pass, then yeah, that's my ass for coach. I get it. But it's been successful because the percentages says that teams in New England passing, and especially when it gets to winter time, because let's be honest, our regionals and playoff time is getting down there 40 degrees. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of people about to go out there and got a passing plan. So I'm attacking everything. Like you said, my DNs are boxing, then I'm coming. I'm coming with the load. And yes, I'm going to go 7, and I'm only going to check your 4. And you better figure out how to get one of those 4 guys out there to ball in 2 seconds. So just a heads up, that's the philosophy that we in the Hurricanes kind of go by, is we're an aggressive, pressurized organization. And it's not planned, it's not talked about throughout the program, but if you look throughout the program, that's what we do. So, and again, it's based on percentages. Most teams going to run their way to a regional championship.
Yeah. And they can't handle that 8 gap. You know, I mean, that's why these suburban leagues have these rules where you can't blitz the A gap.
Exactly right. They can't figure it out. But the teams that can figure it out.
Hold on, guys. A gap pressures are blockable. They're
easily.
All pressures
easily.
are blockable. All pressures are blockable. I mean, it's not that it's not blockable.
It all depends what you.
No, but I think what Justin is saying is the reason the suburban teams take it out, because it takes time to teach that. It's not easy when they stacking all the gaps and they come in double A. They just take that out of the game in the suburbs. So that's just one.
Right, but that's where if you're worth your salt as a coach, You could use formations to get people out of that. You could use unbalance to handle some of that. You could assign your backs into the protection. There's all types of things you could do to slow down what anybody's doing. You know,
one of the best things that a suburban team could do when a team is aggressive is use the snap count.
Right, or mess with the count. I mean, there's things you could do.
We went to Florida, man. Down, set, go, go, go. Boom. Kids jumping. We're getting 1st and 5s, taking away their aggressiveness.
Change the count.
You read like I said with the force, you read that end guy. So you got enough to block him. You just block them all down. Read the end guy. The end guy comes to your running back. You pull that ball and you get your ass up the field, quarterback. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You know, while we got you on here, though, I know Phil, you there? Phil, you still with us?
I am.
You wanted to speak about you still want to touch on that topic before we move any further? We got like 9 minutes, 10 minutes.
Let Justin finish the presentation first.
I'm all set.
You are done, brother?
Yes, sir.
He's all set.
Okay. Hey, Justin, man, we appreciate you, brother, for coming on and helping us out. Like I said, man, I know I've been getting hit up. People have been watching. People have been out in Rhode Island and throughout New England, actually, and asking, they want to comment under the videos on YouTube. Right now, I don't want comments because this thing is about each one, teach one. And I don't want people going up there saying slight comments about coaches or creating any of that negative energy, because it's going to scare the coaches that may not be as sharp on what they want to teach, but do want to step up and teach something and not want to be criticized. I get that. Everybody ain't as comfortable publicly as you or I or Tito, right? Some people, they want to do it, but they don't really know how it's going to be received. So this thing is about education only, right? We're just doing an education dump for plays, offenses, defenses, philosophy, discussions, and saying, if anything you can use, go use it. And if you can't, guess what? Don't. No harm, no foul.
There's other things.
Go ahead, Tito.
No, I'm just saying that. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. We all can learn from each other, period. And I think one of the biggest things, especially in our communities, is we got this sense of pride, and it's like, oh, I know it all, or this and that. Listen, we all went through it. I tell Phil this all the time. When I was a young coach and I was really, really successful, I was winning championships before I even knew what I was doing, like really know what I was doing. I just always had, I come from a coaching family. I come from a sports background. I had some great coaches coming up through the ranks where, when I got into it, I had an idea, but I didn't really start knowing things till like into my 30s. You know what I mean? Where I really started.
I lost Tito sound. Did you, Justin?
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Yeah, it's all good.
My bad. My point is, if there's something you want to talk about, please come on, get in our messengers, and we will get you on.
Agree. Hey, yo, Justin, thanks for being active on the board. I know people may not tell you, but a lot of people is paying attention to the things you're saying and stuff like that, because I think people can tell when someone's knowledgeable about their craft, whether they agree with the philosophy or not. I think it's always respectable when somebody's knowledgeable about their craft and willing to share it. Exactly share what it is that they're actually doing, because that says a lot about a coach. I think that says, listen, I can tell you my philosophy, I can tell you what I'm doing, but when you on that other side, 53.3 yards away from me, you still got to stop it. And so that's always commendable, man. So I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for the time, and I appreciate the platform. Keep doing good things, brothers.
Appreciate it, coach.
So, Tito, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother.
All right. So, I think that was a good session. I think, Justin is very active. It was good to put a face to the, to the
Yeah. Good to put a face with the name,
discussions and all of that. and so I think it was good to do that. But yes, I don't know. I think that we should end the discussion here for the night. We were going to discuss more, but I think that this was a good discussion for the coaches thread. I think we're going to be back next Thursday. We will not be live, but we are going to have a discussion about youth football rankings and if it's real, if it's not, and we will revisit our previous discussion of all of these camps and these clinics and these football trainers and football trainers and quarterback coaches and all of this stuff that's claiming successes for the kids that are going Division I, winning state titles. And do they deserve it? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I think it's a discussion that we need to have.
Right, you mean we're dropping our
podcast
Tuesday night podcast. It's just not going to be live. It's going to be recorded.
Right, it's going to be Tuesday.
Right, and Thursday's Chalk Talk still.
Yep, but we'll still be live with the Thursday Chalk Talk.
Yeah, definitely. No, I didn't want to cut you off. I just didn't want to confuse people.
Okay, no, that's fine. So with that being said, listen, I want to apologize for being on the road. You know, I was playing, I was being a daddy. But I do want to say I appreciate everybody out there for tapping in with us.
Absolutely.
It up whether we get 1 view or 1,000, because this is important stuff. We're football coaches. We said we were going to keep this thing football and do something different that nobody else doing, and we're doing it. And I think it's a success. So listen, man, thank you guys for tapping into the Connecticut Youth Football Podcast. It's your boy PH, aka Mr. Above 140. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, CT Youth Football, CT Youth All Stars. And the reason you need to subscribe is sometimes we're just going to be dumping content right on YouTube and it'll never hit Facebook or it'll never make our podcast.
We're trying to centralize, our databases, but definitely we appreciate everybody. Just to follow up on what he said, we appreciate all the love we getting. We appreciate all the critics that call me and talk about what I'm doing, what you doing. I love you guys too. We're going to get good at this thing one way or another, because I ain't never been bad at nothing in my life. So with that said, it's your boy Coach Korea, the General, GeneralGridiron.com. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Peace out. Take it easy.